If you're speaking English and the other person suddenly cuts you off, like right in the middle of your sentence.
Oh, yeah, it just completely jumps in.
Right. They finish your thought and instantly jump to a completely new topic.
Yeah.
They probably aren't being rude. In fact, they might just be, really excited to talk to you.
Welcome back to English Unfiltered. We're decoding the hidden psychology behind real, messy English conversations.
Because honestly, for a lot of learners, stepping into a fast-paced English conversation just feels, well, chaotic.
Oh, totally overwhelming.
You have people constantly talking over each other.
Yeah.
And it feels physically impossible to get a word in edgewise.
It's a complete sensory overload.
So why does it feel like a battleground? Like, are English speakers just inherently impatient? I want to get past that feeling of chaos and figure out what's actually happening here.
It's not impatience at all. It's entirely about conversational rhythm.
Okay, rhythm.
Right. In English-speaking cultures, the social dynamic heavily prioritizes speed, like immediate, visceral reactions.
I mean, it's like silence is physically uncomfortable for us.
Exactly. Silence is treated like this vacuum that has to be filled instantly.
A pause feels like a social failure, all right? If there's a 2-second pause in a dinner party, everyone assumes the conversation is dying.
100%. It's less like passing a ball back and forth and more like playing in a jazz band.
The jazz band. Wait, I love that analogy.
Right. Everyone is improvising, you're playing over each other, just trying to keep the collective energy up.
So you really can't just drop the ball.
No, you can't. Linguists actually call this mechanism back-channeling if you aren't actively making noise.
Like throwing in yas or wows.
Yeah, exactly. Or even talking over the end of the other person's sentence. If you don't do that, they actually think you've stopped listening.
Because silence isn't polite. Silence is basically a dead phone line.
Exactly.
But hold on. If someone cuts me off mid-sentence in almost any context, that's universally considered rude.
Well, sure.
So how can you argue that talking over someone is actually a positive thing?
Because you're judging it by a completely different cultural rule book.
Okay, how so?
In many cultures, conversational spacing is the ultimate sign of respect. You wait your turn.
Right, you deliberately leave a pause to show you are, really weighing their words.
Yes. So to a learner from that background, our rapid-fire overlapping feels emotionally aggressive.
Wait, so they think we're being competitive?
Oh, absolutely. They interpret it as rejection. They're thinking, wow, you clearly don't care about what I'm saying because you couldn't even wait for me to finish.
But here is the crazy part. And this is what nobody tells learners.
Yeah.
In English, that overlap is often the exact opposite of rejection. It signals deep emotional engagement.
Yes, it is a burst of shared energy.
Wait, so talking over someone is actually a weird form of a compliment.
It really is. It's aggressive agreement.
Aggressive agreement. I mean, that makes so much sense. We're just aggressively agreeing with you.
Yeah. When they finish your sentence, they are essentially proving, hey, I am tracking with you so perfectly that I know exactly where your brain is going.
They are completely in the zone with you.
Exactly.
But wait, if native speakers are doing this to bond, why does it feel so incredibly hostile to a non-native speaker? Why does it cause so much anxiety?
It comes down to cognitive load. Second language speakers naturally just require extra processing time.
Right, because they are translating the incoming words, figuring out the cultural context, and formulating their own response.
All at the exact same time.
And while their brain is doing all that heavy lifting, our jazz band has already moved on to the next song.
The conversation just steamrolls forward. And the thing is, it's almost never malicious.
The native speakers are just prioritizing that rapid overlap to keep the social energy alive.
Right, completely unaware that the learner needs a natural, silent pause to actually enter the flow.
It's honestly heartbreaking. You're sitting there at a cafe, you have this great point to make, but you feel socially left behind.
You feel excluded.
Yeah, and not because you lack the vocabulary or because your grammar is bad, but simply because your internal rhythm doesn't match the external chaos.
And that emotional mismatch creates so much unnecessary stress, which is why the biggest breakthrough for learners isn't necessarily, memorizing more idioms.
No, not at all.
It's understanding this hidden psychological rule. Fast overlap is a tool for quick connection.
Not a weapon of disrespect.
Exactly. It reframes the whole interaction.
It really does. So what does this mean for you listening right now? The next time someone interrupts you in English, don't just freeze up and assume they hate you.
Right. Ask yourself, are they trying to silence you or are they just desperately trying to connect with you?
But it makes you wonder, as our world becomes increasingly globalized.
Oh, right, because the vast majority of English is now spoken between non-native speakers.
Exactly. Will this rapid-fire overlapping rhythm actually survive?
Yeah.
Or will we eventually adopt the patient spaced-out rhythm of the global majority?
That is such an interesting thought. Something to think about the next time you're fighting for a word.
Messy communication is just part of the fun, so jump right back in.